Barnes, Leslie, and Jimmy say, hey, Bradley, Christopher, and Rich, three men who claim to know it all.
Rich Seldas, Brad Gerstmann, and Christopher, is it Pizzo?
Yes.
Is that pronounced it? Pizzo, three guys who wrote the book, What Men Want, and went on to
Blatantly lay it on the table.
Blatantly lay it on the successful relationships. Since we spoke with you last, two of you are now married?
That's correct.
Yes.
So apparently it works.
And
in reverse.
And what's your situation?
Just moved in with my girlfriend.
Okay, now
it's a big step.
that is a big
Huge.
step. And you guys advocate the move-in.
Yeah, we think you should move in with your partner.
It's a test drive, isn't it?
What do you?
I think in Marry Me we say that any man who was going to get committed and engaged has to do it in steps because he wants to make sure he's got the right partner. And we show you in Marry Me how to get your man to commit, how to get to the altar sooner, and how to turn your boyfriend into a husband.
But we also want to add, if you don't mind, is that it's another step of commitment. It shouldn't be looked in the negative way, like when women say, why would I move in? They're going to get the milk for free, adage. That's not accurate. It's actually a good step. It's a step that a man seems to be taking towards that marriage stage. And in order for him to get more comfortable with possibly getting married, he needs to take that one extra step. It's walking into the water and warming him up.
Isn't it a way to show him how good it will be, too? I mean, for the woman?
Well, if we phrase it that way, it doesn't look as good. But truly, it's for both sides to learn about each other. And isn't it more important to know more information about your partner than less before you get married?
Now, I used to agree with that. I used to think, hey, when you buy a car, you take a test drive, But then I thought, if you're in a serious relationship over a year, say you're in one for a year and a half, 2 years, chances are you've probably spent enough time with each other.
That's not true, though, Jim.
That, this is my impression, that by the time you're married, you pretty much know each other on a day-to-day basis.
But you're missing that whole chunk.
Hang on.
I would have to disagree with you on that. I was dating my wife now for about 3.5 years. And, we were actually at the point where, we were sleeping over each other's place, most of the week.
The shack.
Yeah, exactly. Then when we moved in together, there's a whole set of routines that you can't even fathom.
That's what I'm saying.
That your future wife's going to do.
It's a whole nother
there's a
world.
whole set of routines that you have developed over the years that she has never even thought of and can't tolerate. So, the first couple of weeks, it is a test period, it's a trying period, and it's an adjustment. I think it's good to do that beforehand, just so you can, get that out of the way.
There are no statistics, by the way, that support this theory. There are no statistics that support moving in. The people who've moved in last longer than people who started off living together after they got married.
Isn't that 10 to 8 window a very important time? That 10 p to 8 a.m. window when you're just dating and you go home.
That's
that
right.
10 to 8 window is
A lot
important.
of stuff happens during that
You have
time.
to see all that. You have to
Absolutely.
see all that
What about
after
the
hours.
concept that there is no going home? That is home.
Right.
That concept alone, forget about what time it is that's your home.
No going back to
There's
her
nowhere
apartment.
to go.
When you have a
And
fight,
that's-
you can't just run back to your place.
There's nothing. It's you
Okay.
and her, and that's
Now-
what you have to get used to.
All right, and we have our first female on
Yeah,
the phone to
let's-
disagree with Brad, Rich, and Chris. That didn't
be
take
hello,
long.
ma'am.
Tracy, good morning.
Hi.
Hey,
Tracy, you're on the air. Hi.
I just wanted to say that I completely disagree with them on the moving in together.
Okay, why?
I had a boyfriend. We were together for 4.5 years, and we decided to move in together for a year before we got married to see if it would work out. We started having problems, and we had absolutely no reason to try to work it out because we weren't married. We knew that if things didn't work out, either one of us could leave at any time.
See, that's the point you actually should move in, because that's a situation where maybe it just didn't work out.
And you can save all the paperwork and all the
Exactly.
presents people are going to buy you and all the stuff.
Yeah, wouldn't you rather know before you jump into that commitment
yeah,
where
that's
if you're not
what
compatible?
I thought that,
good for
I
you. You got
definitely
out of
wanted
it.
to be sure first. But like I said, we started having just little problems. And I just got to the point where I was like, well, forget this. Why should I stay? And I got my stuff together and I left.
Well, look at the headaches you saved.
Yeah,
all the
you did-
people
you
who would have
Hey, when you're
traveled.
married, those little problems become huge problems.
But I
Next
go
thing
back
you know-
to what Jimmy said, though, because don't you know somebody
Thanks, Tracy.
after...
Oh, no way.
No.
Because
You're
I've
telling
been
me-
married for 8 years. We never lived together, and we totally knew each other when we got married. There weren't any surprises.
Well, you know what? Most men would say that there is a tremendous difference in dating the woman and moving in. I know it happened to me, and Rich says it happened to him, and
Right.
most of the men that we speak to who have gone through this exact process say the exact same
What
thing.
did you learn, though? I mean, what were some of the things
this
you were
is how
like a
man
big
thinks.
eye-opener
Right.
for you?
Good
I mean,
question.
just for a man, it's an incredibly stressful event to live with a woman, period.
I think we can safely say that this really, the moving in thing, is much more for the man than for the woman. Because
Yes.
it is much hard. Men are not naturally monogamous, and it's not natural for us to cohabitate.
Thank God you said it,
So
not
what
us.
were some of the things
Well,
that kind
you
of...
know,
We
But
agree.
even, Leslie,
I mean, it's
Leslie,
true. Men are
agree.
just, it's much more difficult for a man to warm up to that concept than a woman.
And
Yes.
I would say, like Leslie asked, what did you learn specifically?
Yeah, tell me what...
Right.
Even if it's not something you learn about the other person, it's a huge adjustment. Like all of a sudden, like Brad said, there's no going home. Like you're
Right.
there.
Right? Doesn't
you're
it
home.
force you to deal with issues and deal with times when you have to stay
Yeah,
set
you have
in that
to
environment?
confront
You
these
can't
things.
just run away from everything.
You have to confront these things head on.
mean-
And like the caller said, I mean, she disagreed with it, but it worked for her. She moved in, it didn't work, they split up, and that, now they didn't get married and
Saved a big
divorced. I mean,
headache.
I think that was better for her.
Let's say, how long would you say is a minimum and maximum amount of time you date before you move in? In other
Well,
words-
we don't really put a specific minimum, but what we say is that basically after a year of dating, most professional guys like us would consider moving in, and then we would suggest about a year of living together time.
We should know what
before
you
marriage.
guys do. You guys have a very
Yes, these are not-
successful career
right, these are not
besides book writing.
Right, these are not garbage men.
Now, what do y'all do for a living?
Well, this is
Start on
Brad
the end.
speaking. I'm an attorney.
Attorney?
Don't hold that against me either.
I'm a CPA.
CPA, and what do you do?
And I'm Rich. I'm a orthopedic surgeon.
I'm
surgeon.
rich. Oh, I thought you're
yeah.
rich.
He's a rich
That's my name too.
What he means is his
Wealthy.
name is Rich.
What kind of...
It's like it's like I'm rich. I'm an orthopedic surgeon.
These aren't like
Hi,
three
thanks,
guys
dude.
from a bar in New York writing a book.
But it's
Even
important
though
to
it may
know...
sound that way.
It's important to know for this book, Marry Me, where they did their research. Is it just the three of you, or did you talk to other guys?
Well, this book is basically, how we and how professional men feel. We can't really speak for men who are not professional. What we mean by professional is any man who has a career drive, who has inspiration, who has that drive to be successful in anything.
So you did talk to other guys.
Of course. No,
right.
I mean,
We do have
as
friends.
men, we talk to guys about dating. We talk to guys about relationships,
Okay.
about commitment.
Brad
And-
talked to his friend, and the rest of us talked to our friends and family and colleagues.
There's more to this story you don't want to miss, and it resumes right after this brief break
This is the best of the Morning X.
on 99X.